Welcome back to our channel, Backpack with me. We are on our first vacation to explore Kingdom of Jordan.
We started our journey from London. Our flight was at 4 p.m. and we reached Heathrow around 1 p.m. Once we reached the airport, we weighed our bags again before we went into the check-in queue. As we were on this trip for a week, we just took one checked-in bag, the other person just had the cabin bag. After checking in the bags, we completed our security check and rested for a while before we were called for boarding. You can see me all excited for this trip because for 2023, this was our first vacation. We chose Royal Jordanian flights and also we had about 30 kgs checked in bag allowance as well. It costed us about £436 per person, which included meal as well. I had ordered for an Asian veg meal and it was pretty good. Usually my experiences of meal and flights are not that good, but this one was okay. Now I'll be sharing few information that will be really helpful when you guys reach Jordan.
Starting off with the Jordan Pass.
First is, it has a free entry to all the Jordan tourist attractions including Petra, Jerash, Wadi Rum and much more. Second, if you have this, your visa fees will be waived off. Lastly, you could save this pass in your Apple Wallet or you could save it as a PDF. When asked, you could show the QR code at the entry point. Jordan Pass comes in 3 different options. The first one being the Jordan Wanderer, the second one the Jordan Explorer and the third one Jordan Expert. So here, it will be helpful if you decide prior visiting Jordan if you are visiting Petra for a single day or 2 days or 3 days. So based on that, you could decide which option is best for you. Other than this, all the 3 options have the similar covering. For UK residents, it's visa on arrival for Jordan, and as we already discussed, there is no visa fee included if you have a Jordan pass. So last but not the least, if you're people like us who are on a road trip in Jordan, you would require a local SIM. So at the airport, we had this orange store
where we purchased the SIM which costed us 17 Jordanian dinars
for 128 GB of data. But after 7 days, 4 people of us using it, we still had 120 GB of data left. So I think a minimal plan would suffice. Once we reached Jordan, we were done with our visa requirements and then we bought a SIM. Next was to pick up the car. We chose Monte Carlo Rental Company as this was the only company when we actually researched didn't want an international driving license. Overall service was quite good and it costed us about 427 Jordanian dinars for 7 days. Finally, since we reached Jordan around 12 a.m., it was about 2 a.m. by the time we reached our Airbnb property we had booked at Amman. We quickly checked into the apartment and rested for the day. Next morning, we got ready and packed something for lunch and started our road trip to Wadi Rum. We started our journey first towards the southward region of Jordan and then drove back to Amman because we had our flight again from Amman to London. We quickly checked into our room and started our adventure activity.
We are on this 4x4 to explore the desert safari.
We reached Wadi Rum around 1 p.m. So we quickly freshened up and then we started our desert safari. So we had taken a 3-hour desert safari. It costed us about 50 Jordanian dinars for the complete vehicle. Look at these stunning Martian domes where we would be sleeping tonight.
We are here today in Wadi Rum, which is famously known as Mars on Earth. Behind me is one of the tourist spots in Wadi Rum when you go on a desert safari. This is the face of Lawrence and to the other side we have face of Muhammad.
Now we are at another location called as Grand Canyon Point. You can see how breathtaking this view is.
We have come to our next stop in our desert safari. Behind me, you can see a natural face formation.
This is the four-wheel drive vehicle in which we are doing our desert safari, and here is our driver come guide who is there with us, and we are all exploring all the spots in the Wadi Rum.
You're welcome, my friend. Welcome to Wadi Rum.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Yashwant wanted to wear the Bedouin traditional wear, so our guide was helping him out.
So this is the traditional scarf of the Bedouin village in Wadi Rum. So here our guide will explain the importance of the scarf.
You are welcome, my friend. This is Jordanian scarf. It's for Bedouin culture. It's important. All the Bedouin
Here wear this.
Yes.
And what is the name of this in the local language?
Shmal or mandil.
Okay. So when you come to Jordan, don't miss this. It is awesome. We have come to the next point. Just look at the panoramic view from this point. It's such a lovely place, and sun is also setting, so we still have 1 hour to go. Hopefully we will find a better place for the sunset.
This is another spot we visited during the desert safari, where you can see a mushroom rock. On our way to the sunset point, we came across these inscriptions on a rock.
So this has been a wonderful experience. We definitely recommend those who come to Wadi Rum to do this desert safari. There's 3 hours, 4 hours customized safari, but you could definitely do this. There are a lot of spots in Wadi Rum that they'll cover, and you can always plan for a sunset because sunset is beautiful here. We parked our safari vehicle and took about 20 steps to climb this rock, and we are hoping for a beautiful sunset. So you can see to my left that there's a wonderful sunset, so we'll put a time lapse and then enjoy this beautiful moment here from Wadi Rum.
Look at this view just after the sunset. Isn't it breathtaking? After this wonderful experience at the desert safari, we reached back to our camps. The resort was all lit up with a campfire in between of the outdoor dining area. Around 7:30, when people gather for dinner, that's when they open up this traditional Bedouin dish called zerb. This Jordanian dish is basically the Bedouin version of a pit barbecue. Often chicken, sheep, and vegetables are cooked in large underground pit. So enjoying a meal of zar was very popular on an overnight Wadi Rum desert excursions. After our dinner, while we were all resting near the campfire, there was entertainment set up for us. So here are the few glimpses I've captured. The night was just not over. Sleeping in this Martian domes overlooking the sky was altogether a different experience which cannot be expressed in words.